Hey guys, just got back from the range and today we're going to go over my thoughts on the Sons of Liberty Gunwork Mk1. I think there's a couple myths that are going around about this rifle, and after shooting it, I can say I confirm two are definitely not true. I'm going to be a gentleman. I'm not going to call anyone out specifically by name, but if you guys have watched other reviews, you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about and what claims were falsely made. But I don't want this to be a beatdown on this gun because honestly, I do like this gun and there's a lot of things that I think it did well. So to be fair, guys, we're going to go over what I thought about this after shooting 200 rounds. And it is specific to remember 200 rounds because there's a very important reason why I only shot 200 rounds. We'll get to that later in the video. But so to be fair, I'm going to talk nicely about the things I do like because I do think this thing has a lot of nice qualities to it. So I will say in the 200 rounds, this thing did shoot extremely reliable, had no hiccups. Just so you guys know, I was shooting 77 grain open tip match. Shot very well, and I will say the accuracy was actually pretty superb. I really wasn't too sure what to expect. This is the 11.5 with the chrome line barrel. I know they have a more accurate barrel if you get the stainless. I opted for this for the longevity of it, but I really wasn't sure what to expect out of this. So my main purpose in going to the range yesterday was I wanted to get my new optic zeroed. We zeroed this at 36 yards, and then I stretched this out only to 200 yards. The range I go to, there's basically three stations. You have, the first spot where you can zero your rifle, either 36 or 50. Then there's another station where you have steel out to 100 yards, and a final station where there's steel out to 200 yards. I would like to shoot this out further. If I could find a range that has that option, I'm definitely going to check it out. But right now, I'm kind of limited to what I have around me. So important factor to remember this, that I'm telling you guys, there's three different spots. So, set up one spot, zero, pack everything up, go to the next spot, shoot it, pack it up, go to the third spot. So remember that because you're going to need to remember that information later for what big issue I have with this. There's really two issues I have with this. One is much more severe than the other, and borderline deal breaker, or possibly maybe there's actually just something wrong with my specific gun here. And you guys who also have these may tell me you don't have that issue. So I do appreciate the feedback when we get into this, guys. If you guys have this rifle and I'm experiencing one-off issue, let me know in the comments below because I'll definitely send it back and get it fixed. Otherwise, if you guys say, hey, I've had the same exact thing, also let me know so I don't feel as crazy about this because this thing is not a cheap rifle. And honestly, I bought this with extremely high hopes in all the things they claimed. There were dozens of gun tubers that came out, talked about this rifle, and they all chimed along pretty much the same thing. Now, I know right now there's a lot of controversy with this. Keep in mind, I ordered this thing 3 months ago before there were any negatives. Everyone was pretty much saying all the same glowing reviews. And I was optimistic. I really bought into it. I'm like, there were a few other rifles I was thinking about getting that were not as expensive. I opted for this. And if I knew the truth, I don't know if I'd actually go with this one because after shooting it, there's a few things that I dislike. So just to make it fair, guys, we'll talk about the positives first because I don't want this to sound like I'm beating down on this gun. I think it's a really bad gun because there are a lot of things I do like about this. So like I said, the reliability was awesome. Every empty mag, the bolt held back. I was not shooting full mags for the most part. I was just shooting like 5 at a time. I was really, really trying to get this thing zeroed in as perfect as I could get it because the thought was I want to go out to longer distance, so I need this thing, fairly accurate. Normally, when I'm first taking a gun out, more like my pistols, I do a rough zero. I'm not shooting very far, so I'm not super concerned at having that super precise dot. For this, I wanted this as precise as I could get it. The groups were pretty impressive at 36 yards. I felt very comfortable after about, I think it was like 80 rounds I did, really just dialing that zero to perfect, and then we shot further out. So a couple other good things about this. Gas, obviously I didn't shoot it with can, so I will say there was really no gas to the face. I didn't notice it, didn't bother me. I think that's definitely something that's done right with it. It seems like it's gassed right. And also I think the trigger is pretty good. I know a lot of you guys out there who have the Geisley say the Geisley's better. I personally can't speak to that. I don't have a Geisley. I think this trigger is pretty good. It's very predictable. I like how it works. I think it attributes to the accuracy overall. So I would say their trigger is pretty good. If I get a Geisley and I think differently of that in another gun, I'll let you guys know in the future. But as of right now, I do like this trigger. As far as the textured handguard, I do think that is one thing that really makes this thing unique. The grip of it was definitely nice. It definitely held my hand there. But we'll come back to talk about this grip in a little bit when we get into negatives. As far as the overall controls, I did like the B5 grip. I know some of you guys are already commenting on my first video telling me to check other ones out, and I appreciate that. As for right now, I do like this grip. It works pretty well for me. Plenty textured. I think it's the right size for this rifle. So I have no complaints about that. As far as the safeties, I do like the safeties. They're very nice and thin, very positive, tactile feel, easy to use. Pleasure using that. I think that was done well. I think one of the best things about this gun is the overall weight. Shooting this, it feels balanced, it feels lightweight, easy to do transitions. And keep in mind, guys, most of my shooting was longer distance, so a lot of times I was propping the actual magazine on the table to get as accurate as I could get it. So I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, you don't need a 3X for doing 200 yards. For me, I wanted to be as accurate as I could, so that's why I have it set up like this, because this is how I shot it. You'll see in a lot of B-roll, this is how I shot it. So I know other people will argue about that, but I'm just gonna get that out of the way now. And the one thing I really think this gun does well, and I really will admit it sold me, is the looks. I think this gun looks amazing. This one is the anodized gray. It's subtle, it's not in your face, it's just a little bit different than your traditional black rifle. I like it that it's, multicolored. I think it looks unique. I think the overall dimensions of this look good. I like the clean one rail. There's a lot of things aesthetically that this rifle does right. So I do want to give that props. So let's get into the negatives, because I know that's really what you guys want to hear. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the recoil impulse, because I specifically remember, and I actually rewatched it right before doing this video to make sure I heard what I heard right. There's a guy out there who claims that this thing shoots as flat as a staccato XC, where the dot doesn't move when you're shooting it. Now, granted, every video I see, they all shoot this thing suppressed. So if having a suppressor changes the recoil impulse in this, you guys got to let me know, because I don't have a can for it yet. I'm still debating getting a can. But for those of you who have this, if shooting this suppressed changes the recoil impulse, let me know so I can confirm my data. Because shooting this not suppressed, I'm not going to lie to you guys and say this thing is super, super flat and that they deleted recoil. Because there's definitely some recoil to it. It's not terrible, it's definitely manageable, but it's not the flattest shooting gun I've ever shot. So I think that was one of the things that was really, really overhyped and pretty much, in my opinion, is a lie. Now, I will fully admit I'm wrong. If you guys say, hey, you got to get to the can and it changes up how it shoots, I'll own that. Listen, I'll get the can if you guys say that, because that's part of the reason why I really wanted to get this gun. I was very intrigued that this AR shoots this flat. So I'll totally own that part. The other thing, which is irrefutable, is how hot this handguard gets. And every single video that came out talking about this gun talked about how cool this thing runs, and that because this thing's textured, it alleviates heat and all this fancy scientific jazz that is total BS. This thing gets hot as hell, guys. Hands down, the hottest thing I've ever ran before. And keep in mind, that's comparing to guns with a suppressor, which typically makes a gun run much hotter. Like my Daniel Defense PDW 300 Blackout with the Surefire SBS 300, that thing gets pretty warm after shooting a lot of rounds. This thing gets hot, and I mean exceedingly hot. Now, things to keep in mind. I was not shooting very fast. I was not shooting in a short period of time. Like I said to you guys earlier in the video, I shot this at 3 different stations. So I had to stop shooting and go to different spots. And I only shot 200 rounds. So could this be a problem with my specific gun? I don't know. You guys got to let me know. Does your handguard get extremely warm? Keep in mind, I was not using gloves. And for those of you who are going to be like, ah, dude, it's summer in Florida. Keep in mind, I shot this early morning. It was only 80 degrees out, and it was actually pretty cool for Florida. At the time of filming this and shooting this, we have some sort of a strange cool front going, which personally I love because the humidity is overbearing. And that's why I'm like, dude, I'm going to get out to the range when it's nice out. It was not a hot day. I shot in the shade. The sun was not on the gun, and I took my time. I was really shooting for precision. I was not shooting to shoot fast. Granted, I will admit there were a couple times where, because I had the whole range to myself, I was transitioning from target to target, which I will admit this thing did very well. Accuracy was phenomenal, even out the distance. But the heat of this thing, it got so bad that literally on my last mag, had I not loaded that last mag, I probably would have stopped shooting then. It got so unbearable to touch. I was actually shooting holding the mag well, which I know that's extremely cringe, guys. You guys are going to totally call me out when you see that in the B-roll. But I'm telling you, this thing got too hot to hold. I tried to force myself. Actually, I keep holding it from the wrong side because I'm standing this way because I actually shoot left-handed. I would have bet anything that today I was going to wake up with some sort of like a blister from the heat. My hands were literally red from that. But that's the honest truth, guys. I know there's a lot of hype about this gun. I really wanted this gun to be perfect when I bought it. It's not cheap. But hey, that's why I made my own channel, because there's too many shills out there who literally just tell you only good things and they leave out negatives. Do I like the gun overall? Yeah, I think the gun's a pretty good gun. I think it shoots well. I don't think it's as flat as it claims, but I like it. I think it's a little expensive for what it is, but it's unique in its look. So I give it that. So I'm really hoping that you guys who watch this video who also own this can either confirm or deny my own experience with this, because I hope there's just something wrong with my specific one here. Maybe I'll get lucky and that will be it. But as always, guys, I got to be completely honest with you. I don't get paid from any company. They don't send their guns to me. I bought this myself. And I guess while we're talking about this, we should go over, yes, this thing is clear and empty. So I know YouTube gets a little weird about that. And then everything you guys see in B-roll is also shot safely at a range. So if there's anything you guys want to know about this thing that I have not touched on, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'll get right back to you. But unfortunately, guys, that's my real world experience. And I really wanted to come into this glowing with a positive review. Because, guys, I don't like doing reviews that have negative things, especially after I spend my hard-earned money on it. I really like when I get guns that are phenomenal. I love them. And I'd love to give you guys true, real feedback and say wholeheartedly, go get that item because it's super awesome. Unfortunately, this had, you know, 2 claims that were not true, at least in my, you know, one-of-one experience. So, as always, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I appreciate you guys watching this. If you like this kind of content, guys, please do me a favor. Like this video, and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps our growth. So, stay tuned. We'll definitely get more stuff going with this. I got a few more things coming for it. We'll take it back out to the range and keep testing this and seeing how that heat holds up. And again, I'm hoping one of you guys says, hey, no, it shoots super cool. Yours must be wrong, and you got to get it fixed. So, peace, guys.